So, about 2 weeks ago on this channel, I made a video asking Nintendo why their water levels were so bad. I mean, why was it so difficult to actually enjoy a stage where you're surrounded by water trying to fight enemies and trying to solve the puzzles when you're like lacking gravity? And then that hit me. Why not ask Nintendo a question that I've been thinking of recently, and that has to deal with another element, fire.
Hey, if we're underwater, how can there be a...
I don't know about you guys, but I actually really do enjoy the fire elements that Nintendo puts in their games. I always feel like it kind of adds this major challenge to their Nintendo games. Like, take Mario 64, especially in Mario and Bowser in the Lava Sea, where Mario, to get to Bowser, he goes up that giant obstacle, and as he goes up the obstacle, you have to constantly change the camera angles so you can see where Mario's heading. You gotta make sure where he's climbing up the pole and he gets to the top where he does his little handstand thing. You gotta angle him just right so he doesn't jump off somewhere, like off the platform where he's gonna land in the fire. And just with the music, how intense it is, just like, you know, any step can mean certain death for Mario at this point. I love it. It's super intense, and I love the elements that they put with Mario 64 because it's just crazy. You know, any mistake you make can mean game over, and that's what's so enjoyable about getting to Bowser in the Lava Sea. It's just hard, but it's really fun. Also, with Mario 64, the lethal lava land, that picture that Mario can jump into in the basement of the castle Mario 64, I thought that was really fun. Like, that whole area had objectives to get stars in it that were just enjoyable. Like, just standing on this lava sea, on this puzzle that you were trying to collect these different red coins of this puzzle of Bowser, where the different tiles that Mario's standing on will shift, and if Mario's standing on the wrong puzzle, he'll like not shift with the puzzle piece, but he'll fall below onto the lava sea, where he'll just mean certain death. Also, there's that star where it's boil the bullies, where you have to be careful, because once Mario gets to the platform, if he's just hanging onto it, the bullies can still ram him and knock him into the sea, where he'll just like bounce around on the lava over and over again, or until he lands on a piece of land. It's difficult. The entire lava themed area is difficult, but it's not as frustrating as water, where it seems like Nintendo purposely makes water an enemy in their games. Whereas with fire, yeah, they make fire the ultimate enemy in their games, but they make something enjoyable, like it's something you have to avoid in the games to keep your characters from taking damage, but it's also a fun way to try to avoid it. So I gotta give props to Nintendo. They made avoiding fire fun in their games. The Legend of Zelda also made fire really fun. With the Fire Temple, I love the idea that the Fire Temple is inside Death Mountain. And with the Ocarina of Time, if you go inside Death Mountain as a kid, with the heat being so intense, if you don't get out of there in time as a kid, Link will just burn into flames. It's a pretty gruesome experience to see, but it's really cool that if you take that in real life, yeah, the heat would be so extreme. That's exactly what would happen to a real life person that couldn't take the heat. They would just combust, and it's crazy to think about. But it's great going there as an adult Link and to be able to explore the Fire Temple. It's so cool to be able to go onto those different dungeons to free those Gorons, and also to fight all those mini bosses in it, like the fire dancers. I always thought they were fun bosses. Plus, it's got a great boss, Volfagia. the fire dragon, he's actually like, aside from probably Bongo Bongo and Ganondorf, he's probably like one of the funnest bosses to fight of the entire game of Ocarina of Time. Plus, with its puzzles and climbing mechanics and just the music with the Fire Temple of Ocarina of Time, it's impossible not to love the Fire Temple. It's just really fun. Speaking of going inside Death Mountain or inside volcanoes, there's that one star, well 2 stars actually, in Mario 64 that can be really difficult but really fun at the same time. When you go into Lethal Lava Land with Mario 64 and you jump into the volcano in that area, there's this one area where Mario, he'll jump onto these different platforms. He has to avoid these like certain side geysers that are flame-throwing lava, or not lava, just fire out from the walls. Once he gets past those, there's like these little floating platforms that he jumps to from pole to pole, and you gotta make sure that Mario's like head is facing the right area, so when he jumps, he'll jump on the pole. And what's just like so nerve-wracking about that is that I'm probably not the only one that thought it was so hard to play as Mario and to make sure that he jumps at the right direction, so he doesn't just go off into some other space and jump off and just fall hundreds of feet below into the lava. I didn't know that it all depended on where his head was facing. That probably took like 20 years to figure that out. But it's fun. Like, it's fun being able to be in that volcano, to be able to avoid the fire obstacles and to get the stars. There's also that elevator that Mario can ride, that block, where he has to avoid those enemies spitting fire, or he has to avoid those like buzzing things that go round and round, and eventually he'll reach the other star at the top of the volcano. Just, Nintendo had a lot of fun with these Mario games and Zelda games with fire. And if I'm to be honest, I'm not complaining because, I've already said this before, but it's really fun. Twilight Princess made fire areas really cool. Not only with going up to down Death Mountain is really fun, because first Link has to go to Ordon Village where he has to sumo wrestle the mayor of the village, and he has to fight those Gorons and able to get up the mountain. Then he sumo wrestles the leader of the Goron tribe to get inside the Goron mines, which is really cool. But also he uses those magnetic boots, the iron boots, to be able to stick to certain places of the Goron mines and certain areas of the Goron mines where it's all mechanical and machinery. He'll activate these levers or these little switches which will activate these magnets that'll swing over, and once he activates the iron boots again, once he puts them on, he'll get like he'll get attached to the magnets where they'll move him over layers of lava, areas of lava, which can be very, very intimidating. Like, you don't want to hit the wrong button, which will unequip the iron boots, which will cause Link to fall into the lava, and he has the most gruesome death in Twilight Princess if he hits the lava. Like, it's not just him like standing on it taking damage. No, you get like this searing sound and Link gives this scream and he literally sounds like he's writhing in pain as he's sinking into the lava, and eventually it'll just be his hand sinking into the lava before the screen fades to black. So they really gave Link a painful animation if he falls into the lava in the Goron mines. It's crazy, but it's really fun just to be able to stick to walls or stick to certain mechanical parts as you go through the Goron mines, as you have to fight enemies upside down or solve puzzles upside down. It was awesome. Really fun. Also, again on the Ocarina of Time, we have the Dodongo Cavern. And I remember the first time ever going into the Dodongo Caverns, playing it as a kid Link, and I remember just seeing the 3D environment and just being amazed that Nintendo had created an area like this. Just this giant cavern with this giant Dodongo head at the very front of the cave. Well, very back of the cave, I guess. I thought it was a giant wolf's head at first until I saw the sign that it was a Dodongo's head. But it is so cool with Link being able to traverse the cave to get through it, to finally be able to open the Dodongo's head, to run into the Dodongos that breathe fire at Link, where he has to slice their tails as he sneaks up behind them, and at the very end where Link has to fight King Dodongo by throwing bombs into his mouth and then slashing him up, and it ends with the giant death of King Dodongo by him rolling into the lava and slowly burning to death. That is a horrible death for a Nintendo villain to have. I don't root for the villains, but that's a horrible death for any character of any video game to have. So, in my opinion, in early Nintendo, early Mario, and early Zelda, they did fire right. With the Fire Temple, Dodongo's Cavern, different fire areas in Mario 64, Twilight Princess, and even Metroid Dread. You can get this one power-up for Samus's suit early. You just gotta go over this giant lava area for Samus. And it can be frustrating because Samus can't handle the heat if she falls in the lava, so that's certain death. But it's really fun. Nintendo knows how to make fire a fun enemy, a fun elemental enemy in their games, and I appreciate it more than they do with water. Anyway, that's my thoughts on fire. They know how to make it fun. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this video. Please, if you liked it, give the video a thumbs up. If you like more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel where I will make more videos like this. More video game reviews, more anime reviews, or just my thoughts on video games in general. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, and we'll see you next time.